Okay, great to have you back for this particular chat, and we're still talking very much about what is going on in our country, talking about Nigeria, of course. Now, with everything that has been going on, from the postponement of the elections to the security situation to issues bordering on the economy of the country, a lot of Nigerians are wondering, where do we go from here? Will we get to that promised land? Will we have all the things that were promised us? Now today, we're going to be taking a look at some of these things and what the role of some sectors of the society is in the light of all of these. So we are looking at the 2015 elections, and we are looking at the role of media, entertainment, and the church in all of this. And today I have with me on the show Aimee. Now Aimee is a broadcaster, she is a singer, a musician, she also is a motivational speaker, and more importantly, she is a minister of the gospel. So, I mean, who's more qualified to have this particular chat? So Aimee, it's great having you on the program today.
Beautiful seeing you again, Zoe.
You too. How have you been?
Great, blessed.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So we're talking about you are here, so you obviously know what's been going on. You know, I mean, you read the papers or you watch the news. Someone is always saying something about the elections or the president or the political aspirants and all of that. Now, in the light of all of these, how well would you think the media has played a role? You know, like when you watch the news, what impression do you get from the kind of stories that you see, or from the kind of newspaper articles that you read? You know, how well would you say that the media has played this role?
Media, of course, when you're talking about media, we're talking about, of course, radio, television, and the prints, and other ones like the internet, because on the internet we have blogs, we have emails, we have online TVs, online radios, etc., etc. So, and the role of the media is to, of course, communicate, mass communicate. That's what they do. So far, I want to commend the media. It's been mature, I think. My opinion, it's been mature. Considering that every day it seems there's a new drama. It's just like you're watching a play. It's been amazing. I haven't seen an election year so dramatic and so full of fears and concerns and all of that. Now, the media has played and has been playing a good role, but I expect more from the media. They are supposed to communicate, they're supposed to teach, they're supposed to educate, and in all of that they have the power times 100, a million, to either play the role of mediating, being the peacemakers, or inciting the people. So if you write something and it incites some other person or offends the sensibility of somebody else in an already tense environment, all you're creating is more tension and more violence. This is the only country we have. We love Nigeria. We don't want a war, and there won't be a war. We want peace. So the media has been keeping that peacekeeping role in their reports, because I've been monitoring the reports and how it's done, and they've been playing the role of peacekeepers, and it's very important, especially as a reporter, knowing what sources you get your information from, even if you're telling the truth. As an editor, what you choose to put out there. I'm not saying we have press freedom, and one of the benefits in this country, one of the dividends of democracy, but in telling the truth, there's a way you can tell the truth and you keep the peace, and there's a way you can tell the truth and you incite the people. So in the middle of all the drama, the media has held its head strong and not inciting things. You know, even from, I'm not just looking at the media as, you know, those I've quoted. It involves posters, it involves billboards, it involves so many other things. How do you say what you say? You can say what you say and still keep the peace and not offend the sensibility of anybody.
Okay, now in certain quarters, the media has been accused of sensationalizing certain stories, especially headlines, make them, blow them out of proportion, largely so that you would buy the paper or watch the newscast and all of that. And I don't know if you share those sentiments.
No, I don't agree that. I don't agree with that, because if the media did do the other way around, it would be terrible by now. I mean, you go, there's a blog and they're saying, oh, these, that. Some of the things are not from even, you can't even verify the source. You can't even, but the media has played, it's been difficult to tell the truth and not step on anybody's toes, because everybody's like tense, everybody's ready to, so I don't agree with that. I think they've played a very peacekeeping role, and in educating, in passing on the fact that we don't have to kill ourselves, because we already have enough problems as it is. We want peace, a nation, the land of the green, white, green representing development, fertility, abundance, and etc. White representing peace, representing transparency, representing all that's good and godly. That is the land. And our anthem, a nation bound in peace and unity. That's been the role of the media, and I'm proud of them. They could have done terribly, but I think the media has done well.
Done good. Okay, so it's a pass mark for the media from Aimee. Now, very quickly, this is probably going to be the last question as regards the media and everything. A lot of times on social media, you find a lot of information that is a lot of times not verified. And, we're not talking about people who are into the profession. We're not really talking about people who are journalists. We're just talking about everyday people who've got a mobile device. They can broadcast and retweet any information that they choose to. Now, talking to that category of people, what should they bear in mind? What kind of role ought they play? How ought they comport themselves in ensuring that only the truth is told, that peace and calm is maintained even in the midst of all the tensions?
Again, I'll just like to appeal to them, because I don't think the motives are right. I wonder why people will send insightful things and things that are not even true, and things that might be true, but it's like it's a fight. We're not fighting. In developed countries, they conduct their elections peacefully. Why do we think that we have to be hoodlums? And of course, we don't want to run. We don't want our children to be killed. We want peace. So I'm just going to appeal to them. Stop it, really. That's what I'll say to them.
Okay, so just stop it. We're looking at the 2015 elections are coming soon, and we're looking at the role of the media, entertainment, as well as the church in the sphere of things. Okay, so let's look at entertainment. That's a big one. A lot of especially the young people, you're either in the entertainment industry, or you're probably enjoying it, in terms of music or drama or movies or anything. And they have had a tremendous impact on the young people. How would you rate this impact? What kind of, from what you've personally observed, what sort of impact has the entertainment industry had on our
Wow. I think the entertainment industry, I expect more from them, to be able to step up, to be able to understand the power they wield. I would say, for instance, entertainment covers a lot, but yes. I'd say music, I'd say the arts, I'd say comics, I'd say even comedy, plays, movies, films. They have so much power they don't understand. And these are catalyst agents of change. But it's like in this particular sector, I wouldn't want to say that, okay, I will say that we need to step up more and not just think, oh, it's all about money, it's all about entertainment. You can use that power you have for change. You can use that power you have for good. And someone sings a song and someone is happy, and someone sings a song and someone is sad. The entertainment industry is a channel. You can either use it for good or bad, like with every other thing. And I'm appealing to people in entertainment, because entertainment is so wide. Use whatever, from game shows to anything. Use whatever you have to speak to the people, because the people are controlled by the culture of entertainment. Someone sings a song and someone wants to tear their dress. Someone sings a song and someone goes and starts taking booze and stuff. So it does control the mindset of the people. So they have the ability to change the ideology of a people and sing for peace and stand for peace and work for peace. Because without a Nigeria, there is nobody. There is no entertainment.
True. Now we've seen a lot of entertainers veer into politics. We've seen a lot of them actually vying for political offices, House of Representatives, the Senate, and all of that. And, what do you think about that? Do you think that as an entertainer and, being supposed to be a role model, perhaps they are entitled to their political preferences or affiliations, but we see them come out openly to maybe support this party or support that party, and using the power that they wield to influence people to also move to that part. What do you think about that? Do you think that is what they should?
That's what those people want to do, but I think that I don't think that should be encouraged. But of course, in some quarters, it is said that money hasn't exchanged hands. Don't quote me. I said in some quarters. So when money changes hands, that's a question we keep talking about: transparency, integrity. Don't allow yourself to be used to support this or support that, or clearly come and stand for this person or stand for that person, especially if you're a known person. That's why it's ballot and the vote is in secret. Fine, everybody has a right to say, I stand for this person or I stand for that person. What I'm just trying to say is, please don't allow yourself to be used as a tool. This is not a joke. This is not a joke at all. People are being bombed and people are dying every day, even now as we speak. People's families, people's fathers, displaced people, etc. So many things are happening. It's not a joke just because, well, you didn't experience it. People's relatives are gone, and I don't think if you have a conscience, you would try and negatively impact an already tense nation. You're supposed to douse and bring forth peace. Then I respect that person.
Okay. So in the light of that, what more can entertainers do? If you're whatever category you're in, you're a singer, you're a dancer, you're
a comedian,
whatever it is, how can we support this call for peace? What more can we do in addition to what we're doing already?
To stand up more boldly and carry the clarion call. Make a clarion call. Let there be peace. Let the elections go peacefully. Don't encourage hoodlums. Don't sing things that will upset other people. Don't step on people's toes. Don't incite people. Let there be peace. We want peace.
Okay. All right. We want peace, and I'm sure you do want peace as well. I'm still talking with Aimee, singer, broadcaster, and motivational speaker and a minister. And we've been chatting about issues bordering on society, especially with elections close round, and we're looking at what the role ought to be, the role of the media. We're looking at entertainment, and we're also looking at the church. Okay, so let's get to that. Let's get to the church now. The church seems to be, or is rather, at the center of everything. It's like it's like the glue that binds everything together, you know. From what you've experienced, from your involvement, you know, how have you seen activities, church activities, if you like, in bringing about these things that we're talking about? We're talking about peace. We're talking about everybody being involved in that electoral process or democratic process in an orderly manner, in the way it should be done. You know, do you think the church has played enough of a role to bring about these things?
I'd say I've noticed a trend with the church, and I'm glad. It seems as if there's a revival coming up. The church is beginning to wake up, and the church is beginning to pray more. I haven't seen churches pray so hard before, and coming together and holding fasting meetings, and we're beginning to wake up, but we need to do more of that, to understand that the Lord says when we decree a thing, so whatever the church decrees will be established. When we decree peace, we'll have peace. If we are laid back in Zion, the enemy will come and overrun. And it's in the Bible from different stages in Israel's journey or in other nations. And he says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and forgive their sins and heal their land. So a lot of what is happening, I would say the church is to be held responsible, because in the realm of the spirit, we call those things that be not as though they are. So we haven't been pronouncing and decreeing and declaring. When we decree and declare, he establishes it. He has already given us all what we want. He has already given us all that pertains to life and godliness in our lives, in our nation. Now, if we sit down and expect Jesus to do that, he has already done it. It's already there in the realm of the heavenlies. We now contend against the powers of evil, against the powers that want to destroy our land, that want to impoverish our land, that want to cause anarchy. And we stop those spirits, and then we call forth what God has given us, the reason why Jesus Christ died. And the verse I quoted, God is serious. He means business. Yes, the church is coming alive, and I'm excited, but we can't stop praying. We can't stop decreeing. We can't stop declaring. And of course, talking to our people. We represent the Christ. He is the Prince of Peace. You have no business causing anything that's not peace, because the Spirit of the Christ is in you. He is a Prince of Peace, and he is a King of Kings, and he's a Prince of Peace over Nigeria. That's what we should be declaring, because we want peace, we want progress, we want development, we want a beautiful land, a land of milk and honey. So yes, the church is sitting up, but we still have a lot more to do.
Okay, so you're saying essentially what the primary responsibility of the church ought to be to pray, because I have personally observed a lot of Christians, heatedly arguing about.
You know, if they were heatedly arguing about Jesus and standing up for him like this, it would be a different thing, you know.
Story, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying rather than argue about which
senseless arguments that lead to nothing. Because we don't even know the future. We don't know tomorrow. Every day there's a different drama, as I said before. Every day one person is going to this party or going to that party or saying this or saying that, and it goes back and forth, and it's just embarrassing. I find it embarrassing. So the role of the church is not to jump in and start saying insightful things. That's not what Jesus would have us do. And if you're a Christian and you are in politics, represent Jesus. That's what I'd say.
Okay. What about there's this. Okay, it's not really an argument, but you know, when you talk about the people that are in positions of leadership, you find out a lot of times when people are discontent with the way governance has been going on. You know, people tend to air their views as to how bad a president we have, or how bad a governor we have, or things like that. Do you think that it is in the place of a Christian to castigate, as it were, you know, our leaders? You know, a lot, because some would argue that, we need to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and what they do.
Yes.
How do you hold them accountable? Do you do that by, poking your finger in their faces and saying you are corrupt, you're doing this, essentially?
In the church, right?
Yes.
In the church, the people, basically our role is to pray, and we have the advisory people who are, the church is to do advisory roles, mediatory roles, but we know that Jesus is a prophet, priest, and king, and the government shall be on his head. So of course there will be and there must be Christians in politics, because they're politicians. Just like in every other industry, we have Christians, from medicine to the banking to everything. What I'm just trying to say is, if you find yourself there, represent the Christ. And if you're speaking the truth, speak the truth in love. There is a way you can hold government accountable without being insulting. Everybody has a right to be respected. And no matter what, the Bible says to pray for our leaders. So if there's a problem, we have failed our nation. I don't think the nation has failed us. I think the church has failed the nation, because if we had been praying, things would be better. So instead of grumbling, when there's no light, there's no need, there's light. We decree things are getting better. We project. If you say there's no light, there won't be light. If you say there's no this, there won't be that. You keep negative things, and then you attract it to yourself, and then you say, why is Nigeria like this? I'm going elsewhere. No, but if you pronounce those things will come. Those things that be not will come. It's as simple as that. Whatever you sow, you'll reap. You can't keep sowing yam and expect to get a coconut. That's the problem. So even if you're a Christian there in broadcasting, in entertainment, whatever, I'm just trying to say, whatever you do, as you do your writing, you need to critique certain policies. You need to want to pass a bill. You want to a legislation to be passed. You want to lobby for something. It's what you do. Just do it in the way. Just think, how would Jesus have me do it?
Okay.
In the marketplace, how would Jesus have me? We're not stupid. We're not foolish people. You can't push us about. We represent the King of Kings. Yeah.
I've heard some people say that, but we've been praying we've been praying for a long time, and still things are the way they are. Well, I don't know if the people saying this fully understand, if they're truly Christians, but you could hear statements like that. What of all the prayers that we've been making all along, and then things are still the way they are? What's your response to that?
Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and it says now faith. So this is the now faith, and we'll keep trusting God, and we see it, and it comes to pass. We don't see, the Bible says, if you say to this mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea, if you don't have any doubt, it shall be done. We'll keep praying and keep trusting God. But the moment you start saying,
we should pray more,
I believe we should continue to pray, because the devil doesn't sit down. He goes to and fro cussing. So why should we sit down and say, oh, we've been praying, so I'm tired of praying? That's exactly the position the devil will have the church. And in nations where the church got cold, guess what happened? Today they're being killed. Today the churches are turned into cinemas. Today the youths are going crazy, committing suicide, going into all kinds of things. Why? Because my people were asleep in Zion. The church slept. Okay. It's a strong thing, and I reject that for Nigeria. We are alive, we're walking, the church is no longer sleeping, and things are just perfect.
Okay.
I don't have to see it to believe it. It's done. It's already done.
Okay. I love the optimism. I love the positive energy. And, in rounding up this chat, perhaps you have a word, for that man, that woman watching. They may not fall into any of these categories, but they're still Nigerians, or maybe they're from, watching from outside of Nigeria. They're still individuals who have a very, very important role to play. What would you say to them, as to what their role as an individual should be to maintain peace?
Okay, I'll start by saying, I'm not going to say, or we should deny the fact that these things are happening, or that sometimes things are difficult, sometimes things are hard, from the educational sector to the medical sector to the power sector to, I could go on. I won't deny that fact. But in all of these things, His grace is more than enough for you, for me. It's all about grace. It's not power and might. Just hold on, hold on, hold on. Things have turned around for good, for you, for me, because God is a God. He doesn't lie. If He says a thing, He establishes it.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it. I've been having this interesting chat about the role of the media, the entertainment industry, as well as the church in the sphere of peace, in nation building, especially with forthcoming elections in Nigeria. And Aimee is a musician. She is a broadcaster as well, a motivational speaker, and more importantly, a minister of the gospel. Thank you so much, Aimee. I had so much fun talking today.
Thank you, Zoe.
All right, and I hope you did enjoy our discussion as well. We'll do this again really, really soon. So remember, everything that we've said, if there's anything that you've taken away with it, it's this: you must stand for peace. Don't allow anyone push you into that place where you become the reason for anarchy or confusion wherever it is you are. You are so much better than that. All right, thank you very much.